Okay, so I'm gonna,
This
so,
meeting is being recorded.
okay, here we go. Um, so my first question is, do you think of yourself as a peer helper, and what has you attracted you to peer work, Lisa?
Um, just that I know that it helped me. Um, I don't really know.
Yeah, when you were struggling, the peers helped you. Then am I saying that?
Yes,
Okay. Do you
yes,
remember a
they
specific
did.
instance where that you could describe that?
Well, when I first got connected to community mental health, I did have a peer specialist come out and do home visits once a week
Hmm.
when I first moved here and didn't know a lot of people. So that was very helpful. That went on maybe a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
So that was very helpful.
Can you say more about helpful, what you mean when you say that?
Um, just someone to talk to about things that were going on in my life.
Uh-huh. And just did they help you just talking, in other words?
Hmm.
Yeah, taking the time
Hmm.
and forming a relationship. Have I got that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you do things together or was it mostly?
No, we just met out. Um, I live right in town, so we met on a bench on the main street,
Okay.
coffee.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So,
So do you still keep in touch with that person?
I actually go to church with that person right now,
Oh, cool.
and he's also on the speakers bureau.
Okay. So that was a kind of a
So,
permanent relationship that you formed. So how long have you done peer work and working with people that you have a similar experience with?
um, well, when the first year I was at community mental health, I joined a walking study, and Barb Higman also joined the walking study. And I remember her saying when the study was over, I don't have anybody to walk with. So I said, well, why don't we just keep walking on Fridays then?
Yeah.
So we did that. And then other people wanted to join us. And once they joined us, for a while, we were doing 3 times a week walking. We started doing birthdays, holidays, helping each other out, visiting each other in the hospital. One person sprained their ankle, so we would take turns walking her dog. Another person needed help cleaning their house.
Hmm.
Just like a really great support group. And we had, oh, probably 25 people over the last 20 years that
Wow.
belong to it. Right now, there's just the 5 of us that get together for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
But over the years, that was, I think everyone that belonged to the group had mental illness.
Hmm.
So it
Did you
was
say
really good support.
20 years?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a long time.
Well, yeah, because it was 2002 when we started.
Hmm. Yeah.
And we've had a lot of different people over the years. Barb and I are original members.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, we did a lot. We went on trips. Some people went on a cruise. Um, we went and got a hotel for a weekend and did some shopping. We would go to the cider mills. Like I said, we have people who take turns hosting holiday parties at their place. And every month we go to birthdays for whoever, like once that month for whoever had birthdays that month. Um, yeah, so
Yeah,
it was a really good support over the
yeah,
years.
yeah. So what is your work with NAMI? What do you do as a peer in NAMI?
Um, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you do any peer classes like with like Darlene's peer-to-peer program or?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. So mostly one thing you do I know is the
Advisory council.
Consumer Advisory Council.
Yeah, I
Say,
do local and regional.
yeah, the local and regional. So say a little bit about what that is and how that works.
Um, well, that is just advocating for clients of community mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and we put on a walk, um, walk a mile in my shoes,
Mm-hmm.
um, once a year at the Capitol, and then we have a um, what is it called? I have to come back to that. I can't remember the name. I'm trying to blank. Um, oh, um, celebration of success.
Right.
We have a newsletter. The Speakers Bureau came out of, the founder actually was part of the advisory council, and he is still speaking at schools. And I know that
Mm-hmm.
they've spoken well over 100 times at
Mm-hmm.
various schools, colleges.
Yeah. Like I think it's called Ending the Silence, where they talk in schools about mental health. Yeah. So let me summarize events like Walk a Mile in Lansing for the legislature and
Mhm.
like Celebration of Success, which is a way that people who have mental health conditions celebrate their recovery. So events, and then there's a newsletter,
Mhm.
and then there's presentations, and also
Yes, we have, yeah, like congressmen and different people from community mental health come. And we also have taken turns going to talk to the board of directors about what community mental health means to us.
mhm. The Community Mental Health Board. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Um, and so a lot of advocacy, really, community
Hmm.
education and advocacy. Um,
Yeah, and we're working on letter writing campaigns,
mhm.
and we have a training once a year for people on the council. And
Oh,
last year, I spoke at the training about the MyAble account and the Psychiatric Advance Directive so that people knew about those resources.
say that Mike, what is my call?
MyAble, it's called MyAble account.
Okay.
It's an account that if you're disabled before age 26, you can put up to 15,000 a year into the account, and it's not taxable, and it's not doesn't affect like your Medicaid or benefits,
Uh-huh.
and you can use it for any living expense,
Okay. It's
any
like
kind of living.
so it's something that you can have in as a reserve, so it doesn't count against any of the uh, any of the income requirements for services. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Cool. So I know you work um, uh, as a health aide for a person who has dementia. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, and so I'm really interested in the ways that things that you've learned from your work as a peer and you know, from the peers you've worked with, how that affects your work in your job as a health aide. Can you say something about that?
Um, well, in my job, part of my job is helping the daughter of the client who has schizophrenia and obsessive compulsive disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of problem solving with her, coaching, um, things that you would take for granted. But for example, if she says, I can't go to that appointment because I do laundry on Friday. And I would have to remind her, well, can you do it Thursday and still make it to your appointment?
Mm-hmm.
Or she'd want to go shopping and she'd say, well, I'll pick up my mom to go shopping and remind her that she has visiting angels there with her mom so that she can go shopping without her mom.
Got it.
Um, just basic things like that.
So let me see if I've got it right. I apologize if I've got it wrong. The mother has dementia or Alzheimer's.
She has Alzheimer's, yes,
Alzheimer's,
severely.
and her daughter, who's taking care of her, has schizophrenia and obsessive compulsive
Correct.
characteristics. So you help the daughter really take care of her mother.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right, right. Give her a break and
Yeah.
or even like reminding her when I come in, I remind her to take her medication. You know,
Mm-hmm.
is she taking her she takes it at 6 and at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also to get her blood work done or different things like that.
Yeah.
Just remind her.
Right. So and you've been involved with peers, like you said, for 20 years. So some of those skills you must have also gotten from the peers that helped you. Do you think so, or am I?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What are some of the things that come to mind that the techniques that you use as a peer helper that you might have learned from the others?
Um, I can't really think of
Yeah. Okay.
example.
Yeah. So it's such you're describing such a skilled thing, your work is really skillful in that you manage to do problem solving and provide alternatives and do it in a constructive way that the person can help out and actually do them. Um, and a lot of things that people talk about with peer work is how do we train people so that they have those skills? And that's all I'm asking is, you must have picked that
Yeah,
up.
well, I did think of an instance with Renee, um, where the one day she said, well, I have to do my laundry. I'm not going to exercise. Well, one of the things I thought was, okay, to her, because she's so obsessive, it takes her 6 hours to do laundry. It's an all day thing. So,
Hmm.
one of the things I thought of that I was thinking about myself and my limitations is that's her limitation. Um, she can't do both. It's too much for her.
Hmm.
But I know that because I have my limitations of how much I can do.
Hmm. Yeah. So it
So
gives
I
you
try to respect.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So I try to respect that with her that she has her limitations.
Right.
And see the daughters, she has two sisters, and one handles all the finances and business and mail, and The other sister sets up their medication and does the grocery shopping and does hands-on type of help.
Mhm.
So Renee really doesn't technically live on her own. She's got the two sisters handling a lot. She doesn't even handle her own mail. She
Mhm.
gives it to her sister. Like it's too much for her to figure
Mhm.
out if it's something important.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's a whole network of people, including in her family. The woman you work for who's got obsessive compulsive disorder helps the mother who has Alzheimer's, and then the her two other sisters help her. So everyone is kind of working together. And are you acting then as a kind of intermediary with the two sisters? I mean, do you talk to them and?
Oh yeah. Keep in touch with things going on with them.
Mhm.
Like recently she got her booster and flu shot and she was sick. And I guess she's been getting sick every time she gets a shot.
Mm.
So I ended up going to work early so I could make them dinner and do things so that Renee could rest.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So I keep in touch with the sisters.
Yeah. That's really very helpful. Then you act as this kind of coordinator in a way. I'm sure everyone helps each other, but and I'm sure it comes to mind if this is right. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you act as a sort of respite for the two sisters and fill in the blanks. Okay.
Yeah, because um, they also have visiting angels and they added another shift. But the daughter that did the hands-on, um, during the pandemic, she was off work, so she was helping them full time. But once she went back to work, she
Hmm.
couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's where I came in and visiting angels and um yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So, what do you think are some of the things? Can you think of things that might help you as to do your work with this group or as an advocate for? I know that you have been thinking about becoming a peer specialist for CMH and getting that training. But what are the things that you think would be helpful for you as a peer helping in all these situations?
um I'm not sure. I think in my case, if I did take a part-time job at Community Mental Health, there's a peer support specialist that's offered to mentor me and teach me the job.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be really valuable to
Okay.
get that input from him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. So mentoring, that kind of not just class work education, but mentoring education, hands-on, kind of someone to talk to about how you're doing your job and how to do it better. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Great. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but what I'm going to do is, Lisa, is make this into a video. I'll send you the video and then I'll create the transcript. And we can talk about how you might want to add things to it as it comes to you. But I think this will be very helpful for people who don't understand about peer work, the kinds of things that people do, both as paid peers and unpaid peers. You know, because you're working from your lived experience, and that's really what I think what we mean by being a peer. So, okay, well, thanks so
All right.
much.
Well, thank you.
Is there anything you wanted to add?
I can't think of anything right now, but I'll let you know if I do.
Great. Okay. Well,
All
thanks.
right. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording now.